Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. So it's Sunday morning, and as I am preparing myself for church and everything else, getting ready for this devotional every week is probably the most difficult because there are 1,000 things going on in my head. And I wonder, is this supposed to be for me to share at church, or is this supposed to be for me to share here in my devotional? Is it something individually with a person, or what is it that is it just for me? And I often have to process these things out. The one thing I do know is every piece of wisdom that God gives me is useful, and if I get it handed out in the wrong place, God will take care of the rest, and He'll forgive me for misunderstanding what I was supposed to do. That's the amazing thing about God's grace and His mercy is, as long as you're striving for what is right, He's going to honor the heart behind it, and I appreciate that more than He does it all the time, and I don't deserve it. I get it wrong so often, and yet He gives grace and mercy, and He uses what I have to help others and to help me, even if I go about it in the wrong way. And I'm grateful for that. This morning, as I was reading in Proverbs chapter 3, we look at what wisdom is. And in verse 13, it says, "Happy is a man who finds wisdom." 15 says, "She is more precious than jewels. Nothing you desire compares with her." Wisdom is often thought of as a beautiful woman, a precious, a great companion, right? And while it's described as a woman, it doesn't mean that it's feminine in its status. It's feminine in its desirability. I'm in awe of the fact that, you and I, we have these things in our lives that we consider to be the thing we desire most, right? And if you've been in active addiction, the thing you desire most is the alcohol, the drugs, the pornography, the sex, the gambling, whatever it might be. For some, it might be food. For others, it might be approval. Yet others, it could be as simple as the standout at work, which is an approval thing, but it also comes down to pride, right? It's the most precious jewel you chase after. You want that more than anything else. And while you may even know that it's deadly, you can't help yourself. And the reason you can't help yourself is because you can't imagine anything ever going beyond what you have achieved when you've accomplished just a little bit of what that brings you. It's always been there for you. It's always done the thing that you've asked it to do. It leaves you smashed on the rocks later when you walk off the cliff, but in the moment, it does what you ask it to do. But the reality is, wisdom is more precious than jewels. And it is greater than anything you could ever desire. And we have a hard time with that conceptually. And the reality is, when you get it and you apply it, you find it to be true. So my question to you today is, what's your precious jewel? What's the most precious thing that you've chased after in your entire life? And are you willing to believe God that He's got something more precious than that? I promise you one thing. Wisdom will never take you to the edge of the cliff and leave you hanging or let you fall. Wisdom will actually keep you back from the edge of the cliff and still give you the satisfaction that you thought you were looking for. I love y'all. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget, it is July 3rd, but that also means it's Sunday this year. And so, why don't you get up, get yourself around, get yourself to church. If you're in the Bay City area and you've never tried a church before, or you're looking for something different, Narrow Path Christian Church is at 921 North Johnson, and we meet at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yep, you heard me right. You won't have the excuse of, I slept in. We meet at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd love to see you. If you're up at now, which, by the way, is 7:45 my time, if you're up now and you've got time, that might mean you get a chance to go to another church as well. Riverwalk is a great church. Bay City First Church of the Nazarene. Apostolic Life. I don't care what church you choose. Maybe get 2 services in today. Find out what God really wants to do in your life. You see, when you chase wisdom, it is more precious than any gold, silver, precious stone. It will never take you to the edge of destruction and let you fall off. That's the amazing thing of God. It's not about how stupid we are. It's about how amazing He is. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.